Sing unto Yahweh, let all the earth call. Bless his name and show forth his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory amongst the...
Shalom, shalom, Israel. Brother Araya here. And today we are going to look at Deuteronomy 18 and 10 and casting the lots. Brother of mine asked me to do a video on casting lots. I've been having it queued up, and it's time for me to go ahead and do it and drop it. All right. He asked me about casting lots, about how do you decide what's evil and what's not. And I was trying to explain to him that casting lots is neutral. Casting lots was used to get a decision from the Most High. But when you invoke another God or you don't involve the Most High, that's when it becomes evil. So it's a thin line, okay? And I want to show you that today with the scriptures, all right? And this is Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 10. And this is Hebrew. We have the Paleo, and we also have the Assyrian script, all right? For those that don't acknowledge the Assyrian script. So we want to read it, all right? It's Lo, Yamase, Beka, Me'abir, Beno, Ubeto, Be'ez, Kasim, Kasamim, Me'omen, Umenahez, Uma Kasep, right? So it says, there should not be found among you one who makes his son to pass through, his son or daughter to pass through the fire, right? There's an atna there, so there's a pause. And it says, one who practices witchcraft, soothsayer, or one who interprets omens, or a sorcerer, right? And so that word for practices and witchcraft is kosim and kesamim, right? Kosim and kesamim. So we're going to go into and look and see what the word is. Kosim 70 H70 81 and kosamim H70 80. Okay. One is a cause stem participle and one is a noun, right? Okay, so we are going to look at the let me see what it is. It's a divination, right? And it shows so as you can see, divination. And we have right there Deuteronomy 18 and 10, divination, also false prophets, right? So it's false. It's dealing with false prophets, false oracles, and it's also dealing with divination, right? So the divination, it comes from that root word kokam, right? And it means divine sentence, oracle, etc., right? And that is the word kasim. Now, let's go back and go to and see what kasamim is. Okay, kasamim, right? We have kasamim. It's also divination, but it is divination by lots, right? Divination by lots. As you can see, determined by lot or magical scroll, by implication to divine, right? From the primitive root, property to distribute. Divine determined by lot or magical scroll, right? So this is where you come in, where you use the, where the Most High is not invoked, and you're using other nations, other gods, etc., or other false deities or false spirits, etc. Okay, because it's from the same word, kasam, and the other word is from that as well. Now, when you look at determined by lot by magic scroll, so we looked that up. And what does it say here? It says determined by lot means decided by chance. It typically involves drawing or throwing random objects like straws or pebbles from a container to make a decision or selection. This method is often used to ensure fairness and impartiality, as everyone has an equal chance. Examples include choosing individuals for a task or dividing resources among a group. Determined by magic scroll. A magic scroll is a single-use enchanted item containing a pre-prepared magical working. The user activates the spell by reading the inscription out loud, which then releases the magical energy within the scroll. Magic scrolls provide temporary access to spells that a character might not be able to cast on their own. Whether due to their class or level, in some systems, spellcasters can even reverse engineer scrolls to learn new spells, right? So that in Deuteronomy 18 and Deuteronomy 18 and 10, that is what it is saying. Okay, it is saying about casting the stone, divination, casting stones with magical scrolls and spells, because that is not of the Most High, He that causes to exist. All right. So, what are some examples of you casting spells in the Bible? Or not casting spells, but casting lots in the scriptures that were for good using the Most High. So now we'll go to Joshua chapter 18, verse 10, and we'll read that, pull that up in the Hebrew as well. Wayaslek lechem Yehoshua Goral Besalo Lipni Yudewahe Wahalek Sam Yehoshua at Haares Libni. Let's see. Libni Yisrael Kamalakotim, right? So it says, and cast for them Joshua lots in Shiloh before Yudhe Wahe, Litni Yudhe Wahe, and divide there Joshua the land to the sons of Israel according to their divisions. So here they're casting lots before he that causes to exist, right? That word for lots right here is goral, and the word used for cast here is wayeslik, right? Wayeslik, right? And it means to throw, all right? So to throw out, and goral means the lots, all right? So goral and kasim are two different words, right? So right here we have lots for goral, and then we have kosim, which in Deuteronomy 18 and 10, which meant to cast lots under false deities, under false gods, under false prophets, etc. So that is the difference. And we have more proof when we go here to Leviticus chapter 16 and 8, where it says, Waynatan Aran al Sani Hasarim Gorot Goral Echad Yudewahe wa Goral Echad La'azazil, right? La'azazil. La'azazel or whatnot, about the scapegoat. It says, and you shall cast Aaron, and Aaron shall cast for 2 goats lots, lot 1 for Yahweh, and for he that causes to exist, and lot 1 for the scapegoat. Okay, and that word for lots there is gerolot, and we goral, right? From the root, the Suresh root goral. Okay, Resh root goral. So you have Gorot, Goral, and Wegoral, all in that same verse right there for lot. Okay, it's not Kasim. You don't see Kasim there at all. Right? Now, again, we have a verse. We have Esther, chapter 3, verse 7, where we show where a different word is used for casting lots to show that it was evil. Okay, and it's when Haman had casted lots to decide the date that he was going to try to enact the punishment or the death of killing Israelites. All right, so Esther chapter 3, verse 7, and we're going to go to the Hebrew. Bachodez, Harason Hu Hodez Nasan Basnat Satim Esre Lamelech Ahazweroras Hapil per Hugaral. So Hugaral, right? There's that word again, Hugaral. Lipni Haman Millon Leon Umehodes Lehodes Sanim Asar Hu Hodes Adar, right? So Umohodes Lehodes Sanim Asar Hu Hodes Adar, right? And what that is saying is, it's saying in the first month, that is the month of Nisan, in the year 2 and 10 of King Ahasuerus. So in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast. But that word for they cast, right, is hipil, right? and it is in a Hifil perfect third masculine singular, Hifil stem form, right? So they cast, so he violently threw down. So he didn't even, so he just dropped them. He didn't, and it was, wasn't before Yude Wahe. It was invoked in whatever god that they worship there in Babylon, or whatever deity Ahasuerus worship. It was in there, and it shows a different word. It doesn't use the word. It doesn't even use the word kosim. It doesn't use the word. What do we have in Joshua? Wayeslek doesn't use that word. It doesn't use the word Wenatan. Doesn't use that word at all. Okay, it uses the word Hipil, right? Hipil. So that's the difference. This is an example of casting lots being a sin of casting lots, right? Esther 3 and 7. Now, go to Proverbs. We have Proverbs chapter 16 and 33, right? Because a lot of people will say that casting lots is evil when it's actually not evil. As long as you're invoking the Most High, either cause it to exist into your decision. If you invoke him into the decision, then he will honor the casting of lots, and he will help you decide and be involved in the decision that you're trying to make. So keep that in mind. But it is a thin line, like I said, it's a thin line between casting lots. You have to have a bag or a pouch and use just little pebbles, and they would shake the pebbles up, and whatever pebble came out, they would, it would tell whatever they had set up. For instance, if the smallest pebble comes out, then that means that the Most High wants me to do X, Y, Z. If the largest pebble comes out, then that means the Most High does not want me to do X, Y, Z, etc. Okay, etc., etc. And so you have to keep in mind that it is a thin line. You have to, as long as you're invoking the Most High in the decision, and invoking Him and doing it before Him, then you should be good. But if you do like Haman and don't know the Most High, you just doing it, then that's when it becomes evil. All right. So Proverbs 16 and 33. All right, in the Hebrew. Bachek yutal et hagaral yurelahe kal mispato. Mispato, right? Mispato. Into the lap is cast. The lot is cast a lot. But from Yudhe Wahe, it is every decision, right? Right? So into the lap, the lot is cast. But from Yudhe Wahe is every decision. Every decision. So every decision comes from the Most High, including when you're casting the lots. That word for lot there that they used was hagoral. And the word they used for cast was yutal. Yutal, right? Let's go look into yutal. It is in that Hofil imperfect third masculine singular. Okay, and that means to hurl or to hurl out. Right? To hurl. That's exactly what it means, to hurl. So you have these different instances of casting out when it comes to the Most High, right? So you have Haman just dropping them, and then you have Joshua, and the example in Proverbs of them being shaken up, and the Most High decide making a decision. Now I hope I was able to bring you edification on the casting of lots, the difference between evil and it being righteous. And the reason why I said it is neutral, because it is a thin line between it being evil and it being righteous, all right? So I hope I was able to edify you. Leave a comment below. If you find this video informative and the information in this video to your liking, please like, subscribe, and share the video amongst other fellow believers that are in the way. Until the next video, shalom, shalom.
Sing unto Yahweh a new song. Sing unto Yahweh, let all the earth call. Bless his name and show forth his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory amongst the heathens and wonder amongst the people. Every morning and evening I give him praise. The false gods are vain by the Most High. The skies was made, nothing new under the sun. Yeah, these times don't change. I guide my steps, directed, devise my ways. Honor and majesty, my Yah retain. Beauty is in the sanctuary amongst the saints. Give Yah glory and strength. Search far and wide across the seven seas for a sign, but never seen a God alive like Yah, my Elohim.